Jay Massey is a full-time real estate investor. He's an entrepreneur.
He also teaches people how to find deals, raise capital for real estate investments.
Hey guys, welcome back to yet another session. We are on session 4, if I am not mistaken, and what we're going to do this time is we're going to just take you on an inside tour of everything that is a part of the roadmap. Now, we're going to do this in what I think to be a very unique way. Well, we're going to do it in a way such that you get to meet individuals who are accountability coaches, but they didn't start here that way. So you'll be able to understand a little bit of their journey, what short-term rentals has meant for them, and specifically what role Cashflow Diary has played for them inside of their journey and what it has enabled them to do. Because every one of us, as we're on this path to becoming what? Who knows? But often something more than what we currently are today. And I know that these two, they've got a great podcast that you can listen to. They've got a lot of things going on in addition to having kids and just life. It's happening to all of us simultaneously. So I think you're going to be able to learn a lot from them. So make sure that you tag a friend, pay attention, and get ready to dial in. Now, with all of that being said, I want to make sure and remind everybody that we're going to be talking about, is this the right one? Not the right one. 1 second. I was like, I've got so many of these things. Okay. Yes, we're going to be talking about the roadmap and the tour right now, but I want to make sure that every one of you, if you've been here since the beginning, or maybe if this is your first session with us, don't forget, download the workbook. You can do that literally right now, okay? Additionally, we also have the replay links available, so you can get caught up to make sure that you are on task, on track, and that you are staying with us as we help you to build your short-term rental business, because we definitely want to make sure that you are doing those very things. Now, as also mentioned, this is session 4 of 5 today, and we have session 5 coming up. It'll be starting at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, and we'll be talking about basically, for those of you who have already gotten started or in the process of doing so, you can think of this as kind of that beginning orientation. It'll be a lot of helping you understand what that process and this journey looks like for you, and we'll make sure that we break that down so that you understand the needs and the reasons why the things that happen do happen the way that they do. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna turn it over, if you will, for all intents and purposes, because I want you to hear from them. I want you to hear what their journey has been like. I want you to understand that this particular business is something that you grow it in a fashion, you grow it over time, and you grow right along with it. Being able to do so is, I think, part of the journey, but most importantly, when you are learning from someone, anyone, one of the most important things you can make sure is that they are practicing, meaning present tense, right now, practicing exactly what it is that you want to do as well. Not past tense. The only thing that you want is past tense is the goals that you're looking to achieve. So the goals that you're looking to achieve, and that's exactly why this is important to me, and it should be important to you, is that as a team here, what we have done collectively is insane. It's a lot. And we can all help you get to the next step. And that's exactly what it comes down to. My job is to give you the information, the strategies, the ideas of how to get you to the next step. And part of their job, what they care about you just as much as I do, even though we've not met you yet. And what's exciting is that now you get to meet them too. So do me a favor, get ready to listen, love, and learn from John and Wendy Williams. Hey guys, can you hear me?
We sure can.
And
Hello.
I think they can hear you. Everything is looking good at the moment. You two are having fun in your quarantine life.
Yeah,
Right.
it's as much fun as you can have at home.
Yeah, no doubt. So I'm gonna let you two take it away, take them on this journey because I'm sure they are eager to see it all.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead, Wendy.
welcome everyone, and we are glad that you are here. We just wanted to share a little bit of our journey in the short-term rental space, if you will. We actually got started a little over 2.5 years ago. And
yeah.
a little over 2.5 years ago, we had actually been following Jay because we were real estate investors. So we were flipping houses, and we had some long-term rentals and doing all the real estate investor thing. And then Jay started talking about short-term rentals, and we thought, hey, we could do that. So we did. And we actually have a fully finished basement in our personal home, and that's where we got started. We put a bed down there, we put a little fridge and a coffee pot and stuck it online, and lo and behold, people started coming.
Yeah, and I think it's important to point out at that point that we were just amateurs at that point.
Right.
So we weren't part of the training, we weren't part of the group. It was just something that we said, like a lot of people, hey, let's go, start an Airbnb, right? And about a year into it, we realized that we were doing better down there than we were in our traditional rentals in a little basement. And we said, well, how can we go get more basements? Because that was really the problem. We had the one basement. And like Wendy said, we knew Jay from the real estate world and found out he was doing short-term rentals and said, let's go listen to Jay because he knows what he's talking about. And we've had success following his other trainings. And so we did, and we joined and quickly were able to, that's what we were looking for. We were looking for the systems to scale,
Right.
the processes that we need, all the things that we needed that was for something that wasn't just in our basement, that was very easy to do. And that's what we found in the group. And since then we've expanded. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we've expanded into Charlotte. Currently have 7 units that we're running, and it's been awesome. So
We are actually practicing.
yes.
Whoa. And following the system. So we are actually doing the things that Jay is training everyone to do, and I almost wish that we had something like the roadmap when we first got started. It would have been really great.
That's true to point out. The roadmap is fairly new. It's an upgraded, newer product that Cashflow Diary has. And when we joined, we've got pieces of what we now call the roadmap. In other words, we had the pre-recorded video training.
Yeah.
We had
That's what
access
we
to a Facebook group. But I can tell you that the difference between having what we had when we got started and what's available now is huge.
Yeah.
And the value
no
of
doubt.
that is well beyond what Jay is charging for it. I can tell you that very, very plainly and for sure. And I wish we'd have had it available, because what we did was, even though we had good training and we had good content and all of the information was there, the piece that was missing was having somebody along the way that we could meet with on a regular basis, that could hold us accountable to actually following the recipe step by step.
And knew the recipe themselves.
Yes. And,
Right. They have been there before you, and they are, doing the same things that you are looking to do, and they're just turning around and saying, hey, let me help you. Here's what we'd had success with, right?
And in some cases saying, here's where we did not follow the path, and this is why Jay knows what he's talking about.
Right.
So
There have been several of those times.
Several, yes. but we're happy that the roadmap's here now, and we're more than happy to be a part of it. It's kind of like you've heard the hair club for men guys. Like, I'm not only a president, I'm a client. So we're not the president, but we are here as a part of the team. And frankly, we're here because we want to be, and because we know the system works, and we really truly enjoy helping other people stay to their goals, see their success, and get where they want to be. And I will say that having been part of the original training and now the roadmap, I've seen so many people move so much faster in shorter periods of time just because of the 3 calls a week that we have going to 4. And that's, by the way, Jay is there every time. You can ask the questions that you have at least 3 times a week, going to 4 times a week. And those calls are usually at least an hour and sometimes more when there is new data available. So Jay says how you get these 3 calls, but I can't express to you how valuable those have been to everybody, I think, in the group, and particularly us as well. In addition to that, you've heard Jay talk about the network and the app that we have. Can we share our screen and show some of that stuff?
Let's do that.
Okay. When he's looking at me, because I'm the tech person.
You're the tech.
So I'm going to hit the share screen button, and hopefully that worked, and you can see.
Press the start sharing button.
Start sharing. See.
Nice.
How about now? So I have no way of knowing whether you can see my screen or not, but I believe that you can. So what this is there is an app for your phone that you can download that works very well, but there's also, by the way, a desktop version of it, and they look very similar. And we just wanted to kind of show you and give you an inside peek into what that looks like. And what this is a way for us as students, and also as coaches, and also as Jay, and also all the other trainers that Jay has brought into the program to teach us various pieces of the short-term rental business. And you can see right in here, somebody posted just today, there's that famous white or blackboard that you guys are seeing that Jay's writing on. And this is from one of our trainings actually earlier today, in between all of the lives that Jay is doing here in the 2-day intensive as well. And you can see that it's full, and it's packed full of information, so much so that we screenshot it and put it in the group, because it's strategies that we were particularly working on, new customers that we can serve, and ways that we can pivot our business and all that sort of thing. And also inside of here, you will see that we do have those, speaking of events. You can see the upcoming ones, but you can also go in here and you will have access to not only the current ones, but all of the past ones that we've done. And you can see that there are many of them. You could spend a lifetime in here just going back and absorbing information. And I'm still scrolling, and I'm still scrolling, I'm still scrolling. And that's because we do these 3 and 4 times a week. And I can't tell you how much that is valuable. And by the way, these are all transcribed as well. So you can actually,
I was just about to say
you
that.
can go in here and read them even if you want to, and search on them. And it's a wonderful resource. Go ahead, Wendy. Sorry, I keep going, but
no, go to the courses too, because we've got
so there are courses in here as well. You will see that there is actually one here that's been added on extended stay,
right?
And it's going to.
And we have personally gone through this training right here and implemented a lot of these strategies into our own business, and I can tell you that we've had a lot of success with this extended stay model. As of right now, we have a 3-month-long booking just from some of the strategies that we've implemented, that we've learned from this extended stay model.
Yeah, and in fact, we're currently 100% occupied.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
In fact, we had to turn away bookings because we don't have enough units. So if you're thinking, hey, this isn't the time to get into short-term rentals,
Oh boy.
maybe it's not if you're not in the roadmap. But if you're a part of this program, you're going to find out how to be successful and be profitable in this environment. And I can tell you that this is one of the best months that we have ever had in the short-term rental game. And isn't that strange to hear? Because you think of this as being a worldwide crisis, but there are people that need your help. We have a nurse currently staying with us for a month that's on the front lines. We currently have a couple that moved their parents from a retirement community because they're concerned about what's going on. They're here for 3 months. That's the one Wendy mentioned.
Yep.
So there are people that need our services, and we can help you get there and show you how to do it in this environment when a lot of other people are, shrinking back and shying away from it.
Go to the Coach Accountable software.
Yeah.
And let's show them that.
So, as I mentioned also that you do have access to your accountability coaches, Wendy and I, and part of what we're doing and part of what I think Jay's probably going to allude to tomorrow, and you heard it today when he said goal, plan, track. The way you're going to make progress is you're going to set goals. You're going to have a plan, which means come to the training, do the training. That is your plan. And then you're going to track that progress. And so, for example, I've got one here, and this is just the software tool that we use to stay in touch with our clients and see how they're progressing and things like that. But we're tracking things like not only how many units have you acquired, but how many leases have you signed, how many appointments you've been on, how many landlord appointments you've set, even down to are you coming to the training?
Can I talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So one of the first things that we have you do is to fill out a questionnaire, and we want to know about what is your end goal, right? When these 12 months are over, what do you want your life to look like? Do you have a monthly income goal, perhaps? Maybe you have a family goal. Maybe you want to be able to take a family vacation every year to the Bahamas.
And that goes
wherever.
back to what Jay was talking in the last session about vision. Right?
Yes, exactly. So that's what we look at: your vision story, and take that questionnaire and look at your goals, and we start with the end in mind. So I used to be a teacher, and that's exactly how I planned my lessons. Was I knew that my students were going to have to take a final exam at the end of the semester, and I knew what was on this exam. So then I could plan my lessons backwards with that end goal in mind. And we are doing the exact same thing here. We are taking your end goal, your vision.
Personal.
Yes. We take your personal, because this is all customizable to you. It doesn't matter if you come in here with no units, or if you come in here with 20 units or 50 units or 100 units. Everybody has a goal. Everybody has a vision. It just doesn't matter. It's so customizable, and we cater it just for you and your individual situation. And we say, okay, well, what do you want your life to look like when this is all over? Okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We are going to set that as a goal, and then we're going to write out a plan of attack, and then we are going to track every single step of the way. And what that does is allows not only us as your coach, but you as the client as well can see where your strengths and weaknesses are. And I think that is so powerful to be able to see not only to have someone to hold you accountable for, hey, yes, I say that I'm going to be on these live calls and I'm going to be putting properties on my opportunity list. And yes, I'm going to be calling these landlords, but for you both to see where you are struggling perhaps, and also where you are having success as well. So maybe you are doing really well calling landlords and putting properties on your opportunity list, but you just can't seem to get to a landlord who
Will say yes.
will say yes. And we can help you with strategies to talk to landlords. You can come on the calls and talk to Jay live and ask Jay any question that you may have as you're out there taking action. The whole system is just so customizable for you and your particular situation wherever you come from.
Yeah, and we had that exact situation actually just today on our roadmap call, where one of my students or my clients is actively going out there and acquiring, and she has an opportunity for 8 units potentially. She's in the Atlanta area, and we were able to live overcome the challenges that she was having on that, and then tomorrow she's going to go make that happen. So it's real-time live feedback, and this is a way also to track your progress. And when you get to that situation, you won't be in a situation where you bought a video course and you went down there and it wasn't exactly like the video course and you don't know what to say next, and then you don't have anybody to help you or answer your question necessarily, or you're stuck on a Facebook page where you may make a post and someone may answer or they may not. Or you may not ask the question, but we're here to say, hey, did you go do that? How did it go? Let's get you help with getting over that hurdle. So that's so powerful, because I know this person now who may have been stuck on that will now go make progress and start moving forward again tomorrow. And I think that's why we're seeing so many people who are actively going out and doing the work having success.
Yeah, and I've had quite a few of my clients do the exact same thing. They just go out there, we make a plan, they watch the training, we make a plan, and then they go execute. And then when they get stuck or they have questions, they have a place to come back to, because we're a community. Really, we're really like a family that supports each other. And anytime anybody's struggling with something, all you have to do is, our clients can text us. They have our phone number. They can call us.
That's true.
They can email us, but we do the majority of, here comes the dogs.
Sorry, it's quarantine, people. We have pets.
Sorry. They're 100-pound labs and they can push their way into any door. But we communicate via text and phone call.
And we have Zoom calls
all the time. And, as of right now, you can call us anytime you want, text us anytime you want, not at night. But
get in on that now. What Wendy's trying to say is that what you're guaranteed is a month, a call a month via Zoom. I mean, you can always get in touch with us other ways, but right now we're basically saying anytime you want to meet with us, let's meet. So that would be a real advantage to getting in now while that time's still available and while we can still do those things. And I would encourage you, if you're on the fence at all, take advantage of it just for that reason, because you're actually going to get more than you're promised, is what Wendy's trying to tell you. So there's that as well.
Not after 9 o'clock, then I'll pass out.
Eastern time.
Eastern time.
That's true.
We'll go to the Yeah, so that's how we track
Yeah, metrics and
the
actions
metrics.
is basically what we're
Right,
doing
metrics
with
and
students.
actions right
And
there.
then I just want to remind you that you do have
That's
access
good.
to all the training as well.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
So
Go away.
all of this is here. This is the 37 plus courses that Jay talks about, but you can see that it literally has everything for phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 of this game. Phase 1 is getting your first unit. Phase 2 is scaling that and getting multiple units and creating an engine that basically generates either down payments, or it's going to throw off cash flow, basically, that you're going to want to invest in something. And real estate is a great vehicle for that, just because of all the tax advantages and all that sort of thing. But there's so much information in here that it can be almost overwhelming unless you have someone to give you direction.
It really is.
But it really is. And it's the same programs that we followed. It's the same stuff that tons of people have had success with. And so that is in here as well. So it's kind of 3 prongs of a triangle. If you come in and you do the work and you interact with your coaches and you ask the questions and you allow yourself to be, as Jay would say, a part of your own rescue, then it's going to be hard for you to fail. It's going to be really hard for you to fail. And you'll see that there are products here on short-term rentals, but there's also negotiations. There's how to do deals with no money. It goes on and on and on.
It does.
Income infusion is all about how to have those sales conversations, which you will realize that a lot of the conversations that you are having are sales conversations, but it gives you a system. So Jay has actually created a system for most everything that you want to do, digital marketing. I'm sure he'll show you all this stuff, pricing even. I can tell you that I spent 17 hours learning pricing from Jay, and it's made all the difference. So there's a wealth of information here. And like I said, if you just had access to this, it would be worth the price, but you're getting all that other stuff too. And again, my job's not here to sell you, but I do believe in the program. I do believe it's worth it, honestly.
Well, we follow it. So
hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight into what you can expect. You've got the app, you've got all the folks in here, and I'll just show you. You can see the wins that people are having. They're in here. There's posts almost every day on different things. In fact, and you may even be able to go in here to the roadmap itself, which is even a more exclusive group as you're part of the roadmap inside of the app, and you'll see that here's someone that had a 44-night stay recently. Actually, this is one of my posts. We just had a 102-night stay booked 3 days ago, $14,000. That would pay for that one would pay for the whole thing. Again, not selling it, just pointing out the truth.
like all 12 months.
And you will see that.
Oh, there's vision stories. Yep.
Vision stories.
Everybody posting their vision stories.
Vision stories. So you've got other people on this journey with you, and you're not alone. And that's also a big advantage to being in the group. Big advantage to being in the group.
Yep.
Anything else you wanted to say about that?
I think you said it beautifully.
Okay. Well, I'll stop sharing my screen then, and hopefully that gives you some insight into the program.
So with all of that, first of all, thank you guys for being an example, being willing to help and to share. When it comes down to it, what would you say from the people that you have worked with so far? What's been the major, big difference? What's made the difference in their ability to receive the results? Specifically, I'm thinking of Angela right now, because I don't know how long it's been since she got started, but what I'm hearing from her on the calls tells me that she is very intent on making something happen fast, and she's doing the thing. So I'm trying to figure out what makes her different, or what can anybody kind of have the type of results that she is currently generating with what we've put together?
Yeah, so she is one of my clients, and she came out of the gate ready to go. So we started. She actually started less than 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, in less than 2 weeks, she has already contacted 20 landlords and has already found one property and is negotiating with that landlord right there. And it has been amazing because she has
I
not.
believe it's 4 units off the bat.
Yes,
Yeah.
she has not stopped. And it's because she watched the training, she asked questions. She's on, I would say, just about every single call that we have. I can't think of one that she hasn't been on. She asked the questions there. I have spoken to her personally at least 4 times on the phone. And we have started tracking her metrics already, and it's just been, she has shown amazing growth, and I cannot wait to see. She is going to crush her goals.
Yeah,
no doubt. No, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I think her goal was what, 12 units?
Oh, okay.
I believe it was 12 units, 1 unit a month, if I'm not mistaken. And she's going to blow that out of the water in 6 months.
Well, that's funny. That's what happens, because they'll come in and they'll say, "I'm going to do 12," and that sounds like a lot. And then you start getting them 4 at a time, and you meet your goal in a few months, and then maybe my goal wasn't high enough. But yeah, I mean, that's what I've seen too. Don't come into anything thinking it's get rich quick, because it's not.
Right.
But it's do well fast, if nothing else.
But it depends on your level of engagement too, right? It's you need to be on the calls and be what do you say? Not coachable, but
Instruction.
yes, moving at the speed of be willing to move at the speed of instruction. Yes, yep. And that's what it's all about. It's all about the action.
I think a big part of it is having somebody there that that you've allowed yourself to be accountable to.
Yeah.
That's powerful, because like I said before, when you hit one of those little brick walls and it starts getting hard, if nobody else knows about it or nobody else is there to say, "Hey, how's it going?"
Right.
It's easy to fall off the wagon, so to speak, and not get back on.
Absolutely.
So
Let ourselves
yeah.
off any day. Now, John, I know that you're working with a gentleman who was not employed and had challenges with figuring out about getting started and all of those. Given the current economic situation, and I know that some people are probably in a very similar situation or may soon face it without realizing it, I would love to hear how working with him and what the results have been up for him, because a lot of people might think that, hey, I lost my job and this isn't the time. I just need to wait. But I want you to tell us a little bit more about what happened there.
Yeah. So first of all, he's just an outstanding person, but he's no more different than you or me. He's recently lost his job, and like a lot of people, has a little bit of savings, and trying to figure out what to do with it and the next step to take. And he joined the roadmap, and he has gone for it. And it has been interesting to watch, because he's also someone who, this seems to be a pattern, but is following the recipe that is there, that reaches out for help and allows themselves to be held accountable to what they say they're going to do. And he's gotten the results from it. And so now he's gone from, and I've watched this, he's gone from being someone who justifiably is afraid. has lost their source of income, has a pile of money that is dwindling, and has a decision to make, and he's taken life on his own terms, and he's my client, but he's done it. And it's been awesome to watch. And now it's funny though. He got his first unit, and now he has it filled for 3 months.
Right.
And now it becomes, man, I should have gotten 3. But you have to get that one. There's a point of belief, and now
Yes.
he sees
Yes.
it for real.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a transformation in a person when it goes from being theory to reality.
That is so exciting. I know for me personally as a coach, to see that transformation in people is it really the highlight of my day.
And that was in a matter of months as well. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that having been someone, been in the education space for a while and helping people to do real estate, that was what you're talking about are the things that got my attention. Like, wait a minute, there's got to be something different about this, because people are having success. They've sat on the outskirts of the real estate world for such a long time, and yet somehow something is different about this strategy that is allowing them to experience success faster than normal. So with that as the backdrop, what do you think might be the reason?
Well, we were kind of like that. Well, I don't know. We kind of flipped. Actually, John did. John did most
We're
of
just
it.
going to blame me. I got Wendy into real estate. She got me into short-term rentals.
That's true. That is
I get it.
That is a true statement. I just kind of sat on the sidelines and told the contractors what to do, really. but once we saw the results from doing short-term rentals in our own personal space in our basement, we looked at each other and said, "Hey, let's go do this. Let's go do more of this. Let's go get some more of these. We could totally do this." And it was all about developing those systems and processes that allowed us to scale our business outside of, our own personal property, because it's quite different operating something that you don't live in yourself. I'm not going to meet people.
Yeah, and I would say that, just to add to that, having not doing it alone. That was the first thing we realized, is we didn't know enough on our own.
Yes.
And
that is so true.
Being a part of
Yes.
the group, and then now being a part of the roadmap, especially, you're not alone.
Yeah.
And so you have that power of seeing other people succeed and seeing other, and then it starts becoming more real for you, and it motivates you because you say, if that guy can do it,
right,
then why can't I do it? Right. And I think there's a lot of power in that.
Well, everybody else is in the same boat too, right? Because everybody else is, going in the same direction as you are, and we're all in this together. So,
and we're all in quarantine.
Well, the quarantine part definitely wasn't planned.
No, not so much.
But it is definitely there. But okay, so the next thing is, we started this 2 days with the concept of the only 2 things that we want them to do is to believe and to build. What I would love to hear from your perspective and the people that you've worked with, or even for yourself, are those really the 2 only things that's necessary? Believe and then build.
Well, I guess action could be part of the build aspect.
I think so.
Well,
I think it's that whole faith of the mustard seed thing, right?
Yes.
And having that.
Yes.
And the build part for me is take it a step at a time. That's something else
that's
that
good.
I've seen that's
good.
helped a lot of people in the program
Mm-hmm.
is that, and you alluded to this, Jay, earlier, having, I want to make $1 million. I want to get to, whatever level you want to get to or whatever your dream is, but it's figuring out all those little steps along the way and actually taking, we call them baby steps, but they tend to be a little bit bigger than baby steps, but taking those steps along the way and having a path to follow, and doing those things. So it really is believe in the next step. The analogy we always use is, when you get in your car and you put the address in the GPS, you have faith that the little blue line is going to get you there, right? And that's really what this is. It's interesting that it's called the roadmap, but you don't think about, well, how many turns are there exactly, and are there 2 lefts and 3 rights, or you trust that it's going to be there, and when it says turn left, you turn left, and then when you get to the next street, you turn right, and then you go straight at the next thing. So it's getting to the next step. It's belief in the system, and knowing that you're going to get to the destination if you follow the steps along the way. That's what I would say.
Right. Ooh, yeah, maybe a couple. Maybe a couple people.
You want to name names?
Well, once people have been doing it a certain way for a certain period of time, it is hard to break those habits. But other people do seem to, trust that there is a system because they've seen other people have success with it. So,
Yeah, I think there are challenges either way. If you're new,
yeah.
you may be more inclined to follow steps, but yet you also have the disadvantage that you don't have that strong belief maybe yet. So it's a little bit of a different challenge. If you come in and you have some experience, then you know that this is something that works. You're looking for a better way, or you want a bigger system, or you want more success. And in those cases, it's a different things. But that's another one advantage of this over just dropping a video course in a Facebook group. You actually have somebody that can come in and sort of recognize that and tailor the program to where you are and what exactly it is do you need in this stage of the game.
I think for me it is my it's just my nature to be my gift is service, right? Like that's my that's my gift that was given to me. So I enjoy the service to others part and doing it in a way that also incorporates my passion for short-term rentals. I mean, I wake up every day and have to pinch myself because this is what I get to do every single day of my life.
It's funny that you say that and you say it that way, because I mean, there are so many times where I feel like, wow, not only is this a good business model, but I get to teach other people to do this, and it has all of these benefits, but watching individuals be able to go through it and be able to achieve any sort of notable success quickly has been like one of the best things like ever on the planet. With that being said, though, you guys came with some real estate experience, and what I guess one of the questions would be, when you look out there amongst all the other strategies, I know I've said it, but I look at short-term rentals and go, wow, this is exactly where you should start 100% all the time, bar none. Curious to see how you guys feel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we talk about this all the time. Actually, we just had this discussion recently.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
And it revolved around being a landlord and having long-term properties, because for us that's the ultimate goal. That's phase 3 for us, but all of the experience that we have just in the short-term rental world, you realize how many tenants, how many check-ins and turnovers we've had already. And we probably have more experience in that realm than someone who has had, 10 single-family houses for 10 years because they've had 3 tenants the whole time. So just having that experience, having to build systems. It's a much faster business. It's a much you have to get good at having good team members and using technology and all of those other things. And we were having this conversation in we sit out in the garage and have these conversations with ourselves, but we were having this conversation about, these longer term stays that we're getting right now feel pretty easy because there's only one every month or two.
That's right. John's
And we're
like,
what,
I don't have any door codes to change.
what if we had an apartment building? That would be like boring. But it's a confidence thing. It's hey, if we can do this, I know we can do that.
Yeah.
And this cash flows almost as well without the tax benefits, of course. But it's experience-wise, we feel much more confident about being that long-term landlord and having all the experiences that we've already had in a relatively short period of time. So I think there's a lot of advantage in that. I know a lot of people in real estate get started in wholesaling like you did. And I know a lot of people that start that way too. In fact, we've done wholesales as well. And you alluded to this in your earlier, something you said in one of the earlier sessions, that it takes longer. It takes a lot more work, and there's nothing wrong with work, but there's a huge danger in becoming very discouraged early on, and then that vision and dream that you were talking about last session, it dies away. And so you're very correct. We recognized this before you said it, but it's been the fastest, dare I say, easiest way to cash flow in real estate that we've seen personally and that I know of.
Yeah.
And that's an absolute true statement.
It's so hard to balance that, because I know people hear that all the time, and it's like, no, this one's like, yeah, this one is the thing in so many ways, and it's hard to really convey that. And I try to slant on not overhyping it in so many ways. I'm always trying to pull it back, because sometimes it can sound like it's too good to be true. Like, no, there's I mean, me, yeah, I mean you, and it doesn't need to take anywhere near as long. So as we wind down, I'm curious, what you got, any last words that either of you want to say to those that are considering, those that you're currently working with, those that are thinking about, hey, is this short-term rental thing really the thing for me and whatnot?
Oh, you poking me.
You go first.
I would say, and I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. I know that it works because we've done it. We're here to assist other people because we enjoy it. I not only a client, but I'm a member. Yeah, I mean, if you're on the fence and you always have to evaluate your opportunities, and this is something that I learned from Jay. Always have to evaluate based on the alternative, and what are your other alternatives? And it may be that it's not your thing, and that's okay. But I would encourage you that if you think it might even be a little bit, give it a try because the benefits far outweigh the risk. And I know this is the best place to be. There's no other course like it. There's no other group. It's not even a course. It's a group. It's a support group. It's
You stole
everything.
my thing. That's what I was going to say.
See? Sorry, do I lie?
Great minds think alike. That's what I like to say.
That's okay. You go for it. I know you can come up with something else.
Well, that's what I was going to say, that we are not, it's not just a course, right? And it's not just coaching. It's all of these things. It is the Facebook group. It is the app that we were showing you earlier, where everybody posts their vision story and everybody comments on their vision story, and they interact with one another and collaborate with each other. It's so true. I mean, that's one of the things that we like personally for ourselves, is the ability to collaborate with people all over the world who are doing the exact same thing as we are doing, and using this short-term rental vehicle as a vehicle to get to our dreams, because we're all headed in the same direction. And that's what I particularly like about it. And just the fact that I get to help other people along their journey in the short-term rental, in their short-term rental journey as well, man, that's just icing on the cake.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like I said, I definitely appreciate both of you, the way that you attack life, and still, hold it down. You got the kids and apparently dogs who want to play along with everything too, and you're still there to be and willing to be present. So let me also just say thank you for being who you are, for being willing to take on that risk and work together, expand the system out there, and making Charlotte another place where people can go and have a quality experience. So I definitely appreciate you guys taking the time to share your thoughts and your feelings here with us. And I'm sure many of the people in the chat are looking forward to talking to you soon.
You bet.
Our pleasure.
Okay. So for those of you who are here, hopefully you're enjoying everything that we are putting together for you, because let's be clear, it is for you, right? We are doing our best to invite you into our world, because inside of our world, we feel like, and hopefully you heard the language that Wendy used, I get to, because that's how it feels. We get to. It's not a have to. It's a true want to. We want to help you believe and build. Learn to believe in you and in the system, and that you can do it even despite whatever else has happened for you in your world, in your life. We believe, right? And maybe that's what you have to do right now, is just hang on to our belief. And that's okay. That's a great place to start. Start with our belief, and then take small steps at a time, because over time, it'll become your belief. You will then see that, oh, wow. If Angela's been 2 weeks. I thought it was at least a month ago, but who knows, you know? But and that's just mind blowing to me, right? Because when you're talking about the revenue on 4 units, is easily 5, 6, 120. It's definitely more than 6 figures almost everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, 3, 4, 12. Yeah, it's more than 6 figures almost anywhere in the country. Okay, and where in a matter of weeks is that a probability, let alone minimum expectation? And it's what's there. Okay, it's just what's there for you, and we're inviting you to join us because we have helped many people. We will help many more. And right now, as you heard, in John's own words, he's kind of saying we should increase the price. Okay, that's what he's kind of trying to say to you gently. And we do increase the price because we add more to it. Now, right now, as you guys know, you get the 1 year, you got 12 months, you've got your dedicated accountability coach, you've got myself and a number of other experts in various different industries, and we are there to support you all the way through, because it's all the way through that is what it's going to take. And as you change, your business change, as you hire more staff, fire some people, learn to put in SOPs, do it all over again, as all of that occurs for you, we are there to assist you. Those are all things that you can't put in a video course, which is why we give you, like they said, the 37, but there was no way for me to put, hey, here are your COVID-19 procedures inside of a video course when I didn't even know that thing existed, which is part of the reason why, especially right now, there have been so many trainings and so many more trainings, and some trainings that have lasted longer, because understand this. My goal for each and every person is to turn them into an independent business owner. I don't want you to need us. That's the goal, is to get you to that point so that you can read the tea leaves for all intents and purposes, know how to pivot, know what to do, and chart your own course, destiny, all of the things that you've always heard. Be able to literally stand on your own 2 feet. And we've had the privilege of sharing this information with a lot of people. That's how we know that expert tools are being given to you. But we also know that learning to use expert tools expertly, that's what takes the time. That's when you, in your relationship to failure and wealth and money and your past and all of these things come up. And that's where you need support, and that's why we do it the way we do it. So that we can help you through those things, because we've all been there, right? I can remember the very first time I signed a real estate contract. I remember that very, very well. I definitely remember the first time I did a 7-figure real estate contract. I was shaking. I was a mess. An absolute mess. I remember the first time my bank account balance had 6 figures of cash in it. I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. You know, all of those things are different milestones along a journey. You know, the first time you get a unit, the first time a landlord says yes, the first time that you get a guest who doesn't follow the rules and you want to freak out and all this other stuff. The first time all of these things happen, you're surrounded by individuals who have been there, who are doing that, not been there, done that, who have been there and are doing that today, which means you have access to any sort of changes that happen along the way. This has been, you want to know the secret sauce? There it is. That's the secret sauce. Unfortunately, you can't package it and do it on your own, but we can together help you make all of the progress that you're looking for. So we do definitely hope that you do decide to join us. That's why you can go over to cashflowdiary.com/roadmap and then put in the coupon code April 2020. If for some reason you want to ask Rob a few more questions, by all means do so. Cashflowdiary.com/2-day call. He has told us that he has been in nonstop calls all day, which is great, because that's exactly what we want. We want you asking the questions. We want you figuring it out. We want you not letting things that you perceive as an obstacle to get in your way, right? That's why we've gone through so many things is to try to remove as many obstacles as we possibly can. If, again, as a reminder, this is your first session with us, you want to catch up with the replays because there's only one more session left. There's only one more session left. Now, when we go through that session, I want you guys to be ready because we are going to talk about some meaty stuff that will help you be mentally and emotionally prepared so that when you get started, you know what you're going to go through and know what we're going to track to make sure that you are on your way to achieving the things that you are after. Because wouldn't it be something if entering this whole situation in this time, you end up feeling like you lose everything, but on the way out, you feel stronger. That's exactly how, and that's exactly what happened for us back in 2008. At the beginning of 2008, it felt like everything was being taken away in some way, shape, or form. And towards the end, we felt unstoppable, but mostly because of all of the real estate strategies that people had poured into us, helped us to learn, that we were applying and able to use in so many different ways. And we want to share all of that with you. So with that being said, the next session is going to begin at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. So we look forward, obviously, to seeing you then. And in the meantime, make sure that you catch up with us in all of the various places. Get your worksheets and your homework and all of that stuff done. Watch the replays, because as I said, they will be taken down. Take advantage of the current $200 discount that's there. So understand, we've been very clear and very transparent about everything. What does that mean? That means the price will be $15.97 per month. It is currently $13.97 when you use the coupon. So use it, okay, before it's too late. And then at the end of the day, know that our goal is to help you do the same thing that Angela has done. What is that? Get into a situation to where you get to 4 units, because we know that those 4 units will more than pay for everything that is in front of you in terms of the rest of the time over the 12 months. We know that. We just want you to believe and to build. In the meantime, we'll see you at 4:30. Talk to you soon.